You know, when you rely on the political process to get things done, then you're going to also have to expect that the political process can get that very thing that you worked so hard to get past undone. This is happening now with some of the climate change rules that were enacted by President Obama through executive order, not through legislation, that are now being undone by executive order by President Trump. And I know a lot of folks were really excited about getting these climate change. Obviously, that's something that is still debatable, because if you look at the history of the world and how climates have changed, I mean, we see evidence of swamps in the Arctic. We see mammoths that have daffodils in their mouths that have been frozen solid quickly. I mean, things have happened, and they've happened quickly. They've happened over and over again that have drastically changed climate. To talk about it as if somehow it is definitely human-caused, the science has settled, that's bogus. It's not science. It's a religious belief that people are just completely convinced of, and they're grasping at anything that supports their claim. Now, that being said, when you get other people involved and converted to your way of thinking, and then you go out and you make rules to make other people change their behavior without convincing them that your way is correct, then you can only expect that they're going to get some of their friends together and turn around and reverse those things, or maybe even take it a step farther. And you know what? Who knows? Not just repeal these rules against coal, but maybe go out there and say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to start burning tires now for energy. That's not going to happen. I mean, that's the kind of thing it's a ridiculous exaggeration. But the point of it is this, that if you rely on the political process, not convincing people, not persuading people, but forcing people to change to your way of thinking, and we've seen that happen through prohibition with alcohol. We've seen it happen on the so-called war on drugs. We've seen it happen with people's tax money being taken to pay for abortions, or having their tax money to go and pay for wars. Either way, political process is danger, political process is force, and the political process is the complete antithesis of a voluntary interaction with people. If you don't agree with me, convince me. If you can't convince me, then don't force me to do something. Do you get where I'm coming from on this? Would you like me to go and enforce on you the things that I personally believe without even bothering to try to convince you? No, you wouldn't. Nobody does. And that's the whole point of it, is that we have to respect each other. And apart from the idea of self-defense, I mean, obviously, if you have a neighbor who is putting dog poop over the fence into your yard, you have a right to protect yourself from that. But to go out and outlaw all dogs because you have a perceived problem that you haven't even bothered convincing your neighbor of, that's wrong. Plain and simple, it's wrong. Let's engage on this topic. Send me an email, steve@radiofreespeech.com. And once again, please support me at that website by buying a subscription or by joining my Patreon team. Either way, you'll get a full 30-minute version of the news delivered to your inbox every single morning. You can listen to it on your way to work. Just upload it into your podcast, and you'll be good to go.